take it easy. Relax, relax.
We've been driving.
Any bones broken over there?
No, he's just a bit stunned, I think. Are you okay, Alf?
You see, she just went straight into it. She just drove straight into it.
Like she was drawn to it, eh?
Hey, stop there.
Are you all right? Are you sure?
Is Alf all right?
I think he'll live to tell the tale. Come on, let's get you inside, eh?
Be proud of yourself there, Mrs. Walker. Direct it. Right on the button. Hey, you got a flight there, mate. Bit of filling, new windscreen, you're laughing. More than can be said for that bit of wood there. Take more than chewing gum to put that together.
Did you see that? Don't they teach him how to stop at these driving schools? She just drove straight into it as if she was it.
There's a gent in your bucket, dear Stanley, dear Stanley. There's a gent. Oh, you get off. Come on. In your bucket, dear Stanley, me old fruit.
Now then, sit yourself there, Mrs. Walker. Fred, fetch the brandy. Bring bottle. Are you sure you're all right?
Yes, I'm sure. Don't know about Alf.
Well, where is he, any road?
He's following at a safe distance. What happened, Danny? Did the brakes go or something?
The brakes?
The middle pedal, Mrs. Walker. The one you press when you want to stop.
I'm quite familiar with the controls of a car, Bev. As a matter of fact, I made a test case emergency stop.
Mrs. Walker, this emergency stop, were it before or after you hit Stanley's cart?
I should think it was simultaneous, Bed.
Annie.
We're in here, but don't let's have a post-mortem. Fred, another brandy.
Sit down, Alf, love. Come on.
Now, Alf, I do hope you're not going to go blaming yourself for this.
Pardon?
Well, I thought perhaps you'd use the handbrake. I don't.
Handbrake? It'd take more than the handbrake to stop us speed we were going. As it was, he took Stanley Ogden's handcart and flipping brick wall as well.
No, Annie's not blaming you, Alf.
Well, it sounds as if she is.
No, indeed. But if I were to apportion blame...
Yeah, hang on a bit, Mrs. Walker. I was just stood there minding my own business. Albert Tatlock's one task if you're going to start blaming folk. He says, drop that lead. I dropped it and he were off like a shot.
Albert Tatlock?
No, folly. I tried to stop him, honestly, Mrs. Walker.
Tried is the word.
Where is he now?
They both shot off in opposite directions, him and Albert Tatlock both.
Look, Mrs. Walker, if you'll excuse me, I'll just slip out and see if I can spot him. He might be frightened out of his wits.
I'll come with you, Fred. Come on.
Frightened out of his wits, indeed. He's lucky to be alive.
Well, I never even saw the dog. Did you?
Well, only a glimpse, but sufficient to take action. As I see it, I had no alternative. It was a case of Mr. Tatlock, the dog, or the handcart. And I doubt if any right-minded person could question my choice.
The trouble is, Mrs. Walker, we're not talking about a right-minded person. We're talking about Stan Ogden.
Hilda! Oh. Hey.
Right, where is he? Who's that, then, Hilda?
You know who, so don't come that one.
Hilda, I am well known for my patience. Ask anyone. But you are trying it sorely. Now, shall we start again? Where's who?
Alf Robertson. Don't tell me he's not here, because I know better.
Did I say he wasn't?
You never said he was.
Well, I'm saying it now. You can mark him present.
Oh, I see. Right, that is it. Hiding behind a woman's skirts. Yeah, well, you can get done for that, you know. Aiding and abetting, that's called.
This wouldn't be about your Stanley's cart, would it?
Oh, it would, yeah.
Well, do you fetch him out or do I go in?
1 foot behind that bar, Hilda, and you will join that cart out yonder in a similar state of disrepair.
Stanley, show your authority.
Look, we're in no hurry. Like, we can bide our time, you know. In the meantime, we'll have a pint and a light bottle.
Very wise, Stanley.
True, the size of you frightened of her.
No, I'm playing it cool, you know.
Oh, so that's your game, is it, Alf Roberts?
What's that, Hilda?
Trying to cover your tracks, eh? Oh, I'm wise to that one, you know. That's what's known as drinking after the event. So as if they breathalyse him, they can't prove as how he hadn't been drinking when he done it. Yeah, well, drunk or not, you'll pay for this, in or out of court. Flaming drivers think they can get away with murder.
Mrs. Ogden.
Now, you keep out of this, Mrs. Walker. I've no quarrel with you.
If I might just speak.
Well, it's him what should speak, stood there as though butter wouldn't melt. Of course, he's all right, isn't he? He's insured, protected, his sort always are. But what about us, eh? That's us livelihood spattered on the street out there.
Mrs. Ogden, as usual, you have put 2 and 2 together and made 5. Now, if you had checked your arithmetic as well as the facts, you would have ascertained that Mr. Roberts is entirely blameless in this matter. I was driving at the time. Bed, I shall be upstairs lying down if you want me.
Right. Hilda, your tonsils are showing.
All right, knock it off, you two. Come on, let's be having you. All right, who said what and to who?
No one said nothing. They were just bored.
He pinched my rope.
Did you?
Might have, he did.
All right, let's have that. Give me it back, eh?
No,
Look, there's plenty more where that came from.
he wasn't using it,
That
was
is
he?
not the point. The point is, it was his rope and you nicked it. Now, you wouldn't like him nicking your gear, would you?
He's not got out with nicking.
Look, just give me it back, eh?
No.
You've got a very stubborn streak there, Darren. Very stubborn. It's going to get you into trouble one of these days. Now, give me it back and we'll say no more.
No.
Right. You're forcing me to do something I was hoping we could avoid. But you leave me no option, Darren. You want to fight, do you? Hey? You want to fight? Is that what you want? Hey?
Ready?
It's all right, Ken. I'll handle this. Now, I'll give you one more chance. Are you going to give him that rope back, or are you going to face the consequences?
No.
Right.
I did.
Did you give up?
Yeah, I give up. I did.
Right. Come on, do your stuff. And shake. Come on, you know the rules, or do you want some more of the same? Right, now, off home, the lot of you. Come on, off home, you two and all. Come on.
Oh, Eddie don't want to go.
Home. I'll have your mums after me. Go on, up it. See you tomorrow.
I owe you an apology, Eddie.
Hey?
Yeah, for a minute just I didn't know what you were going to do.
You didn't? Ken, me harm them kids. I'd cut my own throat first, I mean that.
Yeah, well, I have apologised, haven't I?
You overlooked one very important thing. I'm a congenital coward.
Well, that's the end of the cart. Fair close said he can't repair it.
What are you doing?
Well, Annie Walker said to check me arithmetic, didn't she? So I am doing. I'm adding up the damages. 1 bucket, 1 ladder, 2 chamois leathers, 1 handcart plus accessories.
What accessories?
Well, all them bits of wood you stuck on to hold it together, them's accessories.
Oh.
Now then, anything else?
What about loss of earnings?
No, I mean anything else we can claim for, you know, any other damage.
Well, I've got no gear, have I? And I can't work without gear. And it might be weeks before I get a new cart.
What, as long as that?
Oh, I can't get a... Not in good condition, you know. What about 30 quid? And I could say I was hurt by flying bits, you know.
Were you?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Now, we want proper damages, Stan. Then what we can systemise.
Oh.
All right, then. Loss of earnings. Let's say 40. Give us a bit of elbow room.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see them elbow their way out of this little lot. They'll pay up or go to court. It'll be dangerous driving for her and drunk in charge of a learner for him, ex-mayor or no.
Well, what is it?
Hang on.
Well,
Hey, see for yourself.
it's a fortune. It's a bloody fortune.
And that's just for openers, Chuck.
He nicked it, did he?
You've got a very suspicious mind, you have. I've told you about that before. I didn't nick it. Got it off a mate of mine in the scrap trade. And not only that, he's got a better deal coming. He's got a double-decker bus coming in, and we're going to have first refusal.
A bus? A proper one? We see.
The genuine article, kiddo. He'll want the engine for the parts, but the rest of it we can do what we like with.
When?
I'm going to go and see him this afternoon. But in the meantime, who's for the quick respray then?
Yeah, I'll do it, Eddie.
Hey, hands off, hands off. It's about time you lot went back to school, isn't it? Come on, I'll see you this afternoon. Same time, same place. Come on, up it. Now, I don't have to get rough with you, but I will if I have to now. Come on. You little horrors. Hey, and you lot, off to school. Go on, get going. Do as you're told. Go on.
Well.
Not bad, eh?
Eddie, you've worked wonders. Where'd you get it all from?
Friends in high places. Hey, it's all legal and above board, you know, Ken. Hey, there is one thing I would like to get, though. That's a minibus that goes. Take the kids to the lakes or Blackpool. Do you know, I think some of them kids have never seen a real bit of countryside.
Yeah, well, we'll work on it. What are you doing?
Oh, wait, just in case Annie Walker wants a bit more driving practice.
What is this, any road? Is it morning after night before, or just your age beginning to tell?
Is it, heck? I was up till gone midnight chasing after that ruddy dog.
And?
And now, me and Terry, we must have covered miles, walked clear to the other side of Weatherfield. It's not a sign.
Well, perhaps it decided to commit dog suicide and chuck itself in canal clutch in a big bowl.
You're a big help, aren't you? You know, it sounds daft, Bet, but I'd had hopes for that dog. Not for him to be a winner, well, I knew we were not in the top league, but just for him to have a chance, just an outside chance, he might have just made the grade just once and come in ahead of the others, and we'd have been there rooting for him. Pipe dreams, eh?
Well, he might turn up, yeah.
Well, he might be out there somewhere, lying injured.
Oh, Fred.
Well, you never know, do you?
Oh, she not shown her face yet.
Who's that then, Hilda?
Annie Walker.
Are we still spitting fire and brimstone, Hilda, or have we decided to forgive and forget?
Have we, Eckers like?
Do you know, it might not have occurred to you, Hilda, but there's others besides you have lost out in this crash. You might try sparing a thought for them.
Well, like who?
Like Fred here, for one. I mean, one look at that car lurching towards it, and his folly dashed into the dark blue yonder, never to be seen since.
Is that right?
Afraid so.
Oh, so your folly were involved as well, then?
Aye, Albert let him loose and Mrs. Walker swerved and hit your car, see?
I see. Well, I was going to give this to Mrs. Walker, but I think maybe you ought to see it to know.
What is it?
Damages. Seeing as how it was your dog what caused it, that means you're liable as well. So you can split that lot between you.
Good morning.
I wouldn't speak too soon, Mrs. Walker. These are with the compliments of Alf Roberts. Now, them weren't his exact words, but I'm not one to quote a man when he's down. And last but not least,
I'm not sorry for that one. No use saying I am, because I'm not. That dog's caused nothing but trouble.
You've no heart, you.
You don't mean to tell me that you're fretting about that dog and not the money that you lost on him.
We didn't lose that much.
Oh, you didn't, perhaps. You weren't the fool who kept it on dog biscuits and meaty chunks.
You'll get it back.
I didn't get back that £2 that I paid for your shoes being sold, O'Neill.
Oh, Reenie.
And look at you. You're not washed, you're not shaved, and that bedroom looks like a bomb's hit it.
Oh, God.
Get out. I'm sick, Terry. Sick and tired of propping up this counter till all hours and then clearing up after you. I'm not a machine.
Well, why do you act like one, then?
You are?
I've offered to help you out, serve for you. Dozens of times I've offered, but you won't have it.
Well, you mustn't have offered loud enough, must you?
I've offered, all right. It's you don't listen. You like to do everything on your own, 'cause then I know it gets done. Isn't that what you always say? Like this off-licence thing. You moan about it and mope about it, but you never once could think of consulting me, 'cause I'm your kid brother. I wouldn't understand. Well, if you treat somebody like a kid, Reenie, they behave like a kid. You've yourself to blame.
All right, if I dump this here, Ken?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Flagpole.
What's it for?
For the fort.
Yeah, what else? Silly question, really. What fort?
We're building a fort, aren't we? The kids and me. One of them Wild West ones, like Fort Laramie or Fort Apache. The wood's as good as promised.
You never let up, do you?
Listen, mate, this is only the start. Like the man said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Hey, I wonder where I can get a 7th Cavalry flag from.
John Wayne might have one.
That's the point. Anyway, gotta go and see a bloke about a bus.
She's got to be kidding.
She's not where to pay up, or we're going to court.
That cart were now worth 50 quid. It would practically fall into bits before else car hit it.
Try telling her that.
Well, I don't see how we're liable, any road.
It's Albert's fault. He let the dog loose.
Oh, well, actually, with me, Freddie, Albert was stood on the side of the road.
Oh, well, forget it.
Right, well, we'll put it all on Albert then, don't we? Let him sweat over it. Problem solved.
Problem not solved. By happy coincidence, Albert has gone to Glasgow. Ken said as soon as he heard of Hilda's threats, it was off like a shot.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but you could have thought of something, couldn't you?
I wish I had a dog.
You know, I once learned to drive.
Oh, it's something I've never done. There's too many idiots on road as it is.
No, it was this boy I was going out with who tried to teach me.
What happened?
Oh, well, I only had one lesson. Hardly that.
Go on.
Well, we got through all the preliminaries, you know, like how to switch on and which was the clutch and all that. And then we started off, well, at least I did.
And?
Well, I was wearing very high heels, you see. My foot got sort of jammed on the accelerator pedal and we shot straight down his drive across the road and onto the vicarage lawn. We'd done a complete lap before he managed to switch the ignition off. Do you know, we flattened a whole set of croquet hoops, a stone rabbit and a rustic seat. The boy just got up and walked off and I never saw him again. Vicar were very nice about it, though.
Only to your face, lovey. Will you buck up, please, Alf? Yes, love.
Look, I've just been to see my insurance broker. He tells me I not only have to fork out £24 excess, I'll lose my no-claims bonus and all. I should never have let her talk me into it.
Thank you, darling. Just for the record, why did you let her talk you into it?
Because I'm a mug, that's why.
No, you're not being fair to yourself, Mr. Robertson. You were only doing her a favour.
Hey, that's same difference, love.
Right, let's be having it then.
Hey?
The money for damages rendered.
Look, it is in the hands of the insurance people, Hilda. You'll just have to wait like the rest of us.
Well, in that case, I'll just have to take a down payment off the dog owners. To tide us over.
Look, we don't go along with that plan, Hilda. As the dog owners, we don't accept liability. Terry?
Right.
Alf?
No chance.
Oh, like that is it, sticking together, eh? Well, we'll have to see about that. We'll see what a court of law has to say, won't we, Stan?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Mrs. Ogden, if we are going on and on about this, may I suggest that we do it in a civilised and orderly fashion?
Mrs. Walker, I'll be civilised when we've got what's owing to us.
Look, you will have to wait, Hilda, the same as the rest of us.
And suppose I'm not prepared to wait, eh? What then?
You've got no choice.
Oh, haven't I just? Look, I know my rights, and I'm not frightened to use them.
Is that correct, Mrs. Ogden?
It's a flipping promise, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, well, of course, if that's the attitude you're taking...
It is, isn't it, Stan?
Oh, definitely,
Hey,
yeah.
do you mind if I make a suggestion? Instead of screaming blue murder at each other, why don't you sit round a table and discuss it? Like tonight.
Look, there's now to discuss. I want some action.
And you'll flipping get it and all if you keep shouting in my ear hole. While you're suing this lot for damages, I'll sue you for breach of the peace. I came in here for a quiet flipping drink, you know, not a shouting match.
All right, then. We've now to fear from a meeting. Come along, Stan.
Right.
But you better start digging into your pockets, all of you. Because if we're going to sit round the table, I shall expect to see some cash on it.
I'll get this out of your way now, Ken.
Yeah, OK. Do you want a hand?
Nah, I can manage. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say. It's about the job, like.
Oh, yes, Eddie. Yes, I've been thinking about that myself. About the financial side, anyway. I think with all the hours that you're putting in, you deserve some financial reward. So I'll have a word with the committee, see if we can squeeze something out of the funds.
Oh, great. Yeah. No, actually, that wasn't what I wanted to speak to you about. It was... Well, it's about the... It's about... Well, I wanted to say Tar, you know, for giving me the job in the first place. It meant a lot to me, that, you know, not many people would have trusted me, a fellow with a track record like mine, you know. I just wanted you to know that, well, I appreciate it, like, you know.
Oh, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, to prove it, I'll put my money where my mouth is and I'll buy you a pint.
Right, you're on.
Hey, you got some visitors.
Oh.
Mr. Barlow.
Yes?
Mr. Smedley, father of young children in the OU section.
Oh, yes.
And this is Mrs. Briscoe.
Darren's mother.
Of course. All right, well, what can I do for you?
Well, we understand that you've got yourself a new play leader by the name of Yates.
Yes, that's right. He's Well, he's very unofficial at the moment.
Well, we've heard that he's got a criminal record.
And where did you hear that?
Well, does it matter where we heard it? The point is it true?
Yes, it's true, but it's in the past.
Well, fact is, Mr. Barlow, we're not happy about it. None of us are. That's the parents, that is. And, well, we've got together and...
We think he might be an untoward influence.
I see. And what do you propose that I do about it? I mean, you didn't just come round here to tell me that you weren't happy about it, did you?
No, we didn't. We want you to get rid of him.
And if I don't?
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that, eh? I mean, not once you've thought about it. I mean, seen our point of view.
All right, well, let's just suppose, for argument's sake, if you like, that I refuse to get rid of him. What then?
Well, we'll go over your head.
We want rid of him, Mr. Barlow. We mean it. We don't want an ex-convict mixing with our kids.
We'll come back for your answer tonight. Afternoon.
Amanda comes back home and wishes she hadn't. Things are far from happy in families after the break here on Granada Plus.